start. Hello, everyone. This is Robert. And this is Passion Freedom. My name is Robert Wilbur. I'm your host. And forgive me for the noise in the background because this is sort of in the evening. My guess is probably somewhere around, let's see, at 9, so probably like 7:20 in the evening. But I was listening to a podcast by the podcast answer man, Mr. Ravenscraft himself, and he's always inspired me the quality of the work that he does, also the style in his style of podcasting. And it was funny because listening to different podcasts, whether I was streaming it or I had downloaded it, or it was just a video, it always sort of inspired me that this was something that he loved to do. And so he made steps, and he made time investments into making that dream, that passion of that dream become a reality. And when I was watching sort of a little video compilation that he put together, just sort of a normal day, some legal things that he had to do, and so he always at the end of either a video recording or a audio podcast that he does, he says, always remember to take whatever you guys are doing to the next level. And so it's an encouragement for everyone that is listening, not to be have this mediocre attitude or mentality, but not to have an ordinary or mediocre lifestyle. Your life can be so much more. And I think what it is saying, I don't want to have this lifestyle and that I'm having, this mediocre or this average lifestyle. I wanted to have a better lifestyle for me, for my family, for the people that I know and I care about. I want to be able to reach them or anyone who's receptive to the having the same kind of passion and want to do the same kind of things and taking life to the next level. He does his podcast, and when you look at the websites that he has, he's basically taken the podcast, talking about how passionate he is about what he does, record these podcasts, and have put together a lot of free podcasts for people to listen to, start them and get them started and on their journey to podcast stardom. And then he has kits to take things to the next level. So he shows them basically how to do a podcast, how to get it set up, how to get the audio or media server set up and connected to your computer, and having that feed, the feed set up to the blog that you have there set up. So it shows you all of that. Sort of on the premium kit, podcast 101, if you will. That's not the name of it, but it's sort of it's getting you taking you to that next level, and saying, okay, now I'm gonna do it for real. Not that you weren't doing it before. You were getting, sort of the kindergarten steps of the recording, the editing, whether it's audio or video, and getting used to the sort of workflow of doing the podcast. So once you've gotten those things familiar with those things, then you're ready to take that to the next level. I know you can say, well, now I'm ready for taking it to the next level. Or, I mean, you may seek other, avenues or whatever to do your podcast, getting different things. For me, he has good tips, really good tips. Now I use different software because it's Linux based, but some of the principles that he talks about and the mindset that you have to get the things done, whether it be the recording or the editing or just the sort of format of what you're going to do or what you're going to talk about. You have things like this set up, whether you're doing a video or doing a podcast or vlog. There's a simple sort of format that most people follow. You have a beginning or intro, you have the middle, and then you have the end, which is sort of the closure or the conclusion. So you tell the people what you're going to talk about, and then you talk about it, and then you remind people what you have talked about, and then you give the conclusion and tell them, hey, this is where you can find me at passionfreedom.org or something like that. But I don't have anything set up, but it's just giving you an idea of how you will go about doing things. It's basically you turn this passion, like a podcast, right, into a business. There's a business model wrapped around it. There's times when you do recording, there's times when you do editing, so that's a workflow, right? And then there's like I said, I said at the beginning, intro of it, the middle, which is the show, and then the conclusion, which is the end. Now, what you talk about is the script. Okay, you say in the script, you have it written out, the things that you're going to talk about. Now, you might decide to just have sort of bullet points and say, well, this is what I'm going to talk about, and on each point, I'm going to talk for a couple of minutes. And so you might have to have a timer and say, okay, I'm going to talk about this for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to switch gears and go to the next topic. Or you might say, well, let's have some news, and let's talk about this thing or that thing that has some relevance to the main topic. And so then you round things off. If you had guests, you thank your guests, and any, let's say if they had a website or blog that they do, or if they do a podcast, you make that inclusion in there, and anything that that helped you in creating this podcast. For instance, if you had a intro music, you think and name the artist or musician that created that. Okay, and then you have if you had help with, let's say, writing a script, you knew what you wanted to say, you had someone help do some editing, to have that written up in a clean cut kind of way, then you thank those people and you include those people in sort of the last portion of the show in the conclusion. Or you say, hey, well, if any of this that you want to sort of go back over, we'll leave that in the show notes. And so show notes will be there, and like wherever you subscribe to, there's going to be show notes on the blog, on the website. If you have it in a podcast, what do you call it? Podcast application. It's going to have the show notes there, so giving the description of that. I'm not sure if they actually put links to things in those, but they will have, a description. If it's not a description, and there is sort of a text type link, you probably just, sort of select and select and copy, and then go to your Firefox or Chrome, whichever you use, and post that URL in there, and then go there. So anyways, I appreciate your time. Talk to everyone later, and I'm gonna work on putting the beginnings of Patching Freedom together. Gonna do the podcast, and then also along with that do video sort of screencast that will sort of touch on the new and up and coming things I'm gonna talk about and deal with. I really appreciate your time, and that's pretty much it. And everyone take care and stay passionate. Bye.